So in this class, we'll be discussing PCOS. So PCOS we all know stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome. So the topics we are going to cover in this lesson are introduction to PCOS and anatomy of ovary and uterus, female reproductive system and menstruation, and how hormonal imbalance leads to PCOS and what are the risk factors and how do we diagnose this. So as the name suggests, PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome. So we all know what syndrome is, right? Syndrome is collection of diseases. We call this as syndrome, and it is happening in the ovary, and the problem in the ovary is formation of cysts, and the cysts are many, right? This is polycystic ovarian syndrome. Now, if we look at the classic symptoms, again, the way we are going to go through the class is what we are seeing and how to make sense of it by the data that is available to us. So, a patient may present with ultrasound diagnosis of having polycysts in the ovary. Okay, and the patient may also experience anovulation, that means no ovulation, or oligo-ovulation, that means the egg is not releasing properly. And in some cases the patient may present with hirsutism, right, unwanted growth of hair, and acne, and male pattern baldness, thinning of hair, right? So our patient may present with only cysts in the ovary. When they do ultrasound, the ovary may contain some cysts on top of the ovary like this. This could be the presentation. And if the polycyst ovary and oligo or anovulatory presentation, either these two conditions can present, or these two conditions can present, or these two conditions can present. If all three conditions are present, then it is defined as usually PCOS, right? Polycystic ovarian syndrome means these three conditions: lack of release of egg, hirsutism, signs of hirsutism and hyperinsulinemia, acne and baldness, and polycysts in the, so all these three conditions. And in some people only anovulation and hirsutism may present, and this is called classic PCOS. Whereas in some people there are polycysts and hirsutism, acne and baldness, but the ovulation is happening. Okay, it is not completely anovulatory, probably oligo-anovulation, oligo-ovulation. So this is called ovulatory PCOS. And some patients may present with only polycysts and lack of ovulation, lack of release of egg, usually present in women who are married and trying to have children, but they are not having, proper ovulation or missed ovulation. This is called, because this is absent, we call this as non-hirsute PCOS. So we can classify PCOS